Hi, this is Phyllis. I will be making this crystal dangle or crystal drop earring, and I'm entitling my videos parts 1 and 2 because I'm going to make the same earring using the right angle weave bead weaving technique, but in 2 processes. The part 1 is going to be 1 needle, and part 2 is going to be 2 needle. If you prefer to use 2 needles, I did that video for you. So if you like what you see, please stay tuned for my materials list, and we will get started. We're going to do the 1 needle method in the part 1 video and the 2 needle method in part 2. So thank you and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Gather your materials and well, actually I'll stay tuned for my materials list. Thanks. The materials we'll be using for these cute little earrings are as follows. I'm going to use just a crystal drop. It's the color is crystal, and it is an 11 by 5.5 crystal drop. It's faceted, it's beautiful. It's got all of those cuts, and it's really beautiful. It sparkles. I'm using size 15 seed beads. I may or may not use my wire guardians, but these are in the stainless steel color. Oh, I forgot. My size 15 seed beads are palladium plated. Wow. And I hate to use drab colors. Everybody doesn't like the drab colors, but I use things that match with my stainless steel because stainless steel findings seem to be the only findings that I can put against my skin anymore. As I get older, I am just allergic to everything. All right, so I digress. Let's move on. We talked about our wire guardians that I may or may not use them. I have my ear wires, and these are also stainless steel. I've got a size 10 beading needle. I've got some fire line in the crystal color. I have some scissors and my bead board. This one is taking a beating, and I'm going to have to retire her and pull out some of her sisters and use in the place of her because she is getting worn. All right, so if you like those the crystal drop earrings in the intro, please stand by. I'm going to thread my needle with 20 inches of my fire line, and we will get started. To get started, I have taken the liberty of stringing some beads on. I strung on 5 15-ohs, my crystal, and then 4 15-ohs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tail thread and just put it around this way, just like that. And I'm going to push up the first seed bead that I strung, and I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to cross over. I'm going to cross into that seed bead, making a right angle weave unit. And I have it laying down on the bead mat so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. And feel free to use a smaller needle. I'm just being a little size 10ish right now. I could use an 11 or a 12, but right now I just have a size 10 on. And so what I'm doing is I'm just gonna pull these, it's not such a long tail. So this is my unit that I have, just like that. And go ahead and reinforce that unit, and we will continue from there. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the beads again, hoping to stay in frame. I also am praying that my family members will have pity on me, have mercy on me, and get me a new camera for Christmas. But otherwise, I may have to just get my own. Depends on how many more subscribers I get. You guys tell people about me, okay? Help me get a new camera. All right. Essentially, I have just gone through all of these except the crossover bead. And that's what I'm doing. So we have a reinforced unit here. And an entanglement, of course. Okay. All right, so the unit still looks like this. Cute little, neat little unit. You can hardly see the top of the teardrop there, but it's there, okay? So now to continue, I'm going to string on 3 of my 15 O's, and I'm going to circle around and pass back into the crossover bead, and I'm going to see where my needle is coming and my thread is coming out here. I'm just going to turn the unit so that I can work comfortably, and I'm not trying to hide anything from you. I'm just trying to make it more comfortable for me. So I'm going to pass my needle into that side bead there and into this top crossover bead here, and I'm just holding them so that they keep their formation. Okay, and we're going to do that again. String on 3 of our 15 O's and circle around and pass our needle back into that crossover bead. Pull the thread and get these in their proper formation. And I'm going to just turn it so that I can work comfortably. This is what we have. I'm going to advance this needle into that side bead there and the top crossover bead. Now this is where you can take the opportunity to have some design liberty, and you can make as many of these right angle weave units as you want. You don't even have to make the 2 that I just made. You can make 1, but I'm going to make a few, and I'm going to let them dangle a little, and I'm just going to make a couple more right angle weave units before I get to my my bail. So I'm going to make a few more, but I'm going to turn the camera off and do that, and when I come back on, you'll see what I have done. I have completed 10 right angle weave units to make the length of the dangle that I want. As I said before, this is your design. You can do it any way you want to make it right for you. And I have decided not to use the wire guardians because this project, these size 15 O's are so small and so dainty, I can't even make it. Even if I squeeze the sides together, it's still going to be too big. So I'm just going to use seed beads to make the bail. I have taken the liberty of stringing on 5 of my size 15 O's, and I strung them all on at the same time, and then I went ahead and ran my needle through the ear wire. So that's already on, and all I'm going to do is my working thread is exiting, coming out of the left. I'm going to circle around and go back into that size 15-0 there and pull my thread. And this is our little bail, and it looks a lot better than that gargantuan wire guardian. What I'm doing now is I'm just flipping over so that I can work on my right side, and I'm going to reinforce this bail. And now you can reinforce as many times as you want. I don't think that I'm going to need more than one reinforcement, but that's all I'm doing, trying not to get my thread caught in the ear wire and any of the other beads. And then, I know, don't get dizzy on me, I'm just turning it around so I can work on my right side. And this will complete my reinforcement right here. And when I pull the thread, I'm just going to make sure that everything is arranged the way that I need it to be arranged, making sure that there are no gaps in the threads so that the earring can dangle and be a straight dangle and not lopsided. Okay, so this is what we have. We have our earring. You also have another design decision that you can make. You can either leave your earring like this and tie off your threads, or you can place a stitch in the ditch, and the stitch in the ditch will definitely help a person who uses loose tension. But if you're going to do the stitch in the ditch, you just go into the next bead in line for right angle weave and pull your thread down and just string on a seed bead, if I can get one, and just pass your seed bead down, and pass your needle down into the next seed bead, and you can have it like this. Just keep passing it down. String on a needle, string on a 15-0 and find the next seed bead in line, and that would be this one. And just continue to do that all the way down. And once you get down to the bottom, you see how that fills that in. And I wasn't going to do it at first, but now that I'm looking at it, I really like it. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue working I'm just going to flip it this way so that I can work. All right, well, we can do this together then. I made a design on the fly. Look at that. All right, so we're just going to continue passing our 15-0s into the next 15-0 in line. And I want to do this with you so that you can see exactly how to just turn over, do the other side, which is completely simple. Completely. I'm moving my bead board all around. Gotta tighten that up there. All right, this is our last 15-0 on this side. Let's see. Get you a little closer. Okay, that's the last 15 on that side, and in order for us to advance to get to the other side, we're just going to pass our needle into the next crossover bead in line, pull the thread, and I'm turning it this way, move my tail thread out of the way, turning it this way. I'm sorry about getting you dizzy. Reposition our needle here, and then work your way up by adding on 15 and passing through the next one in line. And that's all you got to do. Tie a couple half hitch knots when you're done, and then put your needle on your tail thread down here and do the same thing. Tie a couple half hitch knots, and then your earring will be done. And when I finish adding all of my stitches in the ditch, I will be back. Well, I'm going to add all the stitches in the ditch, and I'm going to tie off my threads, and then I'll be back to show you my finished earring. See you then. This is my completed earring. I tied my knots and I wove in my ends, and this is my crystal drop. Now, the reason that this video is entitled Part 1 is because I'm going to make the other earring using the 2 needle right angle weave method. So if you are a little mad at me because I made this earring with 1 needle, never fear. Part 2 is all about the 2 needles. So I'd like to thank you for hanging out with me for making this part of the video, and the 2 needle method is going to be on a separate video, but same thing. I hope you like this project, and I hope you make it, and I hope you share your pictures with me on Facebook. Take care. See you in the next video.